Hello again, hypercar fans. So we have the Pagani Imola today by LCD. LCD historically has been one of the best diecast brands I've run across. Anyhow, let's move on here. It actually is licensed, I think, as well. Yep, so that's impressive. Right. And we have your standard kind of plastic box, but it's not a crazy elaborate box. It's not like multiple layers of acrylic, and it doesn't come in another box. It has a sleeve. Alright, so just this cardboard sleeve, little tension backing thing there, the Imola. Only 5 of these coupes were made, so this is a very rare Pagani. I guess it's based off of the Huayra. Then, well, so now we're getting to the fanciness here. This foam just filling in the void where there's a screw behind there. And it's not even really in there well. So, see, that's kind of... it's not even taped in. I want to see what's going on under this, if it's supposed to be taped. Alright, well, we do have a unnecessary cardboard thing here. And it says L, like it was handwritten. Why? Is this an inspection thing? Conformity certificate. Interesting. I just don't know why they can't just have a sticker and stick that on the bottom. I also don't feel like I want to pay for that. So, and then this is even crazy as well. This carbon fiber. I don't know if that's real carbon fiber or a graphic. It actually looks real. Wow. The reason why is if I shift the light, look at the, hold on. If I move this around, you see? It's catching and deflecting the light. So that's real carbon fiber. It's not a graphic. How expensive must have that been, right? What's amazing is this model in the grand scheme of diecast isn't that expensive. It's just that we're getting ripped off by the other brands. But if they just had a normal base, this could even cost less. And then you have this photo etched metal plate here. There's no limited production thing, which I'm fine with, you know. Everyone that wants this model should be able to own it, in my opinion. So that's nice. Anyways, it does have Pagani etched away. Yeah, this base is crazy. It's something I would expect on a resin model. But anyways, it's here. So thanks to Aaron in Cars on Instagram, he took photos of this exact livery, which again, with only 5 cars, this pretty hard to find photos of this thing. This is the prototype, the only side image I could find. It's powered by a V12 Mercedes. I don't know what these things cost. I think they're over $5 million. And I think they made 8 roadsters and 5 coupes. Okay, well, you can pause the video and compare as necessary. Let's see, starting with this front wheel. Well, it does have the raised ridge in the middle of the spoke, right? And then like this wider, lower spoke area, so they got that detail. There's actually a air valve bump there. And then the gold is a nice finish. The silver here. And then the brake system, yeah, cross drilling. I think this is a plastic rotor, but unfortunately it's not centered. Look at that. I don't know why companies, this is like the second or third time I've seen this. Like, it's not hard to have the hole of this brake rotor be very tight to the post of this wheel. I just don't know why they would have the hole so big that the whole caliper can sit off in this direction. It's very strange to me that something so simple is so poorly designed. 3-dimensional caliper though in red looks nice. And unfortunately, these tread blocks are not good. You just don't see tread blocks on road tires, never mind a hypercar, right? These look like rally tires on a hypercar. Or like off-road tires, right? So it's not good. Other brands like Kyosho, they would have treads, but they just don't need to extend them to the sidewall. The rest of the sidewall though is curved. It's not slab-sided, so that's nice. What's going on here? some sort of louvers or ribs. Looks like dragon scale inside this vent. Strange. And then you see the printing of this carbon. It's, first of all, it's a matte finish, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna guess the real car. Maybe it's just dry carbon, meaning it's not clear coated. The silver printing here, yeah, matches up with the photo. A very faint, thin gold stripe here. Then this red carrying across from the front, going all the way up here. Looks pretty well done. And then that's, I think, Horatio Pagani's script there. There's this dimple, and I do see it on the side photo, so it must be some sort of button or lock. The hand grab there looks good. The vent here is kind of shallow, but I think that's the way it is on the real car. And then we got some red accents here, and I see that on the real photograph as well. And then we have a nice little side vent here. Let's see if there's anything there. I kind of doubt it, but oh, I am mistaken. It's nice to be wrong. I cannot focus on it though. Yeah, see? There's like a grill detail. Where's my toothpick? Is it smooth? Alright, it's a tampo print. It's not a physical grill, but it actually is probably better as a tampo print, because look how tight the lines are. So that's pretty cool. It's hard to get paint in there, right? And then you can see the carbon striping on this little barge board slash side sill. It's on the top surface, the verticals, right? The red's going on behind this thing as well. Very well done. Very well done. Okay. This all looks fine. It's actually a different pattern here than it is there. Yeah, interesting. The whole bottom carbon is a different texture. Separate side mirrors and a little red dot there. Or is that the Italian flag? I don't know. I don't know. But there's a reflective sticker in there. Yeah, you gotta be careful around those mirrors. These aren't toys. You shouldn't probably remove them from the base. You probably shouldn't roll them around, or you're just gonna snap those right off. Very tiny headlights and a little silver paint. That's the best I could focus on it. Okay, and a little recess there as well. Just look at the real photos. I don't know what that. I think there's supposed to be a light right here. Okay. Yeah, the carbon's on the top surface. That red comes up and into that area. Then there's a silver paint here. So maybe I think these are LED running lights or turn signals. And then we have this funky grill. It's like I don't know, it's like a Gran Turismo logo grill or something. And then what's going on? There's also some texture in there as well. So yeah, strange textured grills. Some gold or yellow striping. I do see that in the real photo. Okay, so nicely got that detail there. Let's go around to the side, make sure there's nothing wrong on this side. I do feel, again, I can see black here, but I can't see it here, so I feel like the brake system is down there. Wait, let me try this, because the brakes are usually separate from the wheel. Oh, I think that might be the fix. Just this some sort of slop, maybe? Let me try to do this again on this side. Just push it up. So, toothpick. A staple of hobbyists. Well, actually, I don't think that helped out. That's unfortunate. Alright, moving on. Very nice. Yeah, very thin lines on the carbon here. What's going on? Some grime or something? Oh, unfortunately, that could actually be extra paint. It's not coming off. Wrap it around to the back. We have painted taillights. Carbon before the painted taillights. Some sort of really deep vent there. I get a flashlight for that one. Oh, that's actually literally going to the tire, I think. The tire tread there, you can see. Okay. And then they got the gold striping on these vertical strakes. A little third brake light or something. And then Imola printed there on a carbon plate. That's a separate piece of plastic. And then we have real metal tubes cut off. Alright, so that's impressive. 4 metal tubes for the exhaust. And then, yeah, that weird Tetris Tetris shape grill pattern going on. I think there's gold right here. Interesting. And then the wing, red, gold, black, a lot of different paint colors. And it's a matte finish just as well. And the active arrow flaps there, I think that's what those are. And there's some silver paint around the edges of them. Interesting. Then you have the Italian flag colors here. Right, green on the top, a little white, and then red. Whoa! So that's an issue. Okay, gold here, and then a little black in there. I don't know if there's a texture. I think it's smooth, but nice thin gold paint there. What is up with this? Hold on here. Are these scratches or dents in the roof? I feel like they're physical dents in the roof. I just don't know why those would be there. Leave a comment. Why would you have those dents in the roof? I mean, this is licensed. It literally came with the cardboard certificate. So I'm sure the real car has that, but I don't know why. Like, I would think that this whole thing is a removable top, but I don't know. Very well, whatever. So you got the Italian flag and then two little gold stripes going around it. So same up here, a lot of work. And look at this. This Italian flag is going in down to the bottom of the aqueduct. And I think that could be silver right there in the vertical section. And then we have this Pagani logo thing. I think that could be a decal, like a shiny foil sticker, or decals catching the light at certain angles. The wiper blade, yeah, it's a molded plastic piece, looks good enough. And now we're getting into the interior. I think that might be silver paint. What is this though? This little silver thing. Maybe HVAC ports with some silver rings. There's carbon texture there. It's also carbon for the instrument cluster. This red seems okay. And then I guess we're gonna need the flashlight now. Oh, the steering wheel. Let's see. No, too bright. Too much glare. Can't see if they're turn signal or wiper blade stocks on there. I don't see them. But maybe on this car they're not on the steering wheel. You never know when you only make 5 of a car. You can probably do all sorts of weird things. I do think maybe the center console, there's a decal there, stereo and HVAC controls I assume. The shifter knob there, a little hot dog shifter sticking up. It looks like it's a separate piece possibly. The seats being red mostly, but they have a black middle section. The steering wheel's red on this, on the sides partially. The door panel, I need brighter light. No, too much glare. Okay, so yeah, the door panel, some molded details of course. So in between their seats, on the tops there's this red accent with silver as well. And then a partition wall there. I can't tell if it's clear though. I think it's just black. Alright, so yeah, the seats are very colorful. And now you can see there's a molded plastic rear view mirror. Okay. I don't know if that's a decal. I think it's just Tampo printing on the seats. I don't know if those are... I guess those are supposed to represent harnesses, like the slide buckles and the lock mechanism there. Alright, maybe that's a good distance. Alright, yeah, interesting to have all that printing there on the seats. And I think even the seatbelt buckle is molded into the side of the seat. Okay. Seeing if there's a foil sticker, I think, in the rear view mirror. The dash instruments there, it seems to be a decal or something with gauges. And the steering wheel is molded nicely, flat bottom. Possibly there's going to be molded in pedals. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get the angle to see it. No, I don't think there's a... You can actually see the pedals if there are any. Or this thing has red floors. If we were going to see the pedal, it'd be right there, but it's hard to say. The thing is rear windows, so I'm not bothered by not having pedals. Just some brands put them in there. Okay, what else is going on? This rear 3/4 window. Oh yeah, it's actually transparent. You can see a little red back there. And then I'm noticing this. This is most likely a fuel filler if I had to guess. A little silver. Maybe it's a... But isn't that the door handle? So why would this be over here, I wonder? Maybe it's like a push button to open the door? Not sure. Leave a comment. Yeah, so unfortunately the little silver dots there aren't nice to see. And then they graphically added the grills here in this. I think that's an interesting choice. Okay. Some louvers to relieve pressure in above the tires. That silver as well. So what is this? Oh, maybe this is a clamshell, and these are latches to hold the front end down. I don't know if these would be latches to hold the rear end down though. Anyhow, well, all in all, it's actually quite nice. It's just this is a little distracting to see the black there, right? So I'm not sure if they should have maybe skipped the indentations just so they could have the three colors look solid and nice. You can't just take an object and shrink it down 64 times. When you're making small models, you have to very often modify things just so the thing looks nicer. Let's look at a few other diecasts. So LCD, they've made a bunch of Paganis, being a licensed company. And I think this could be their best one, the Huayra Roadster BC, I think it says there. I didn't even know this thing came off until later, because the panel fit was so tight. I didn't even realize it was a separate piece. That's how good it is. And then you'll see here, the clear-coated carbon. It looks like real carbon fiber, right? The weave is so tight. So, it's quite impressive. But there are other brands, plenty of other brands making Paganis. So this is by CM's, and it was pretty cool. They actually came with a second set of wheels to adjust the stance, but they're identical molded wheels, so I kind of feel like that was kind of unnecessary. Then all this packaging costs money. You can get cheaper models. Tarmac Global did this Zonda R, and yeah, nothing overly wrong with this. Oh, did I drop it? Yeah, that wing's a little messed up. There was a brand called Granny and Partners. They had a hypercar collection. I think these are sold at convenience stores. But you see this atrocious gap? It's because it's a separate panel. You can take it off, but you can't make it tight. So diecast models and opening parts, generally horrible idea, because the tolerances aren't good. If it's a plastic body, you have a much better chance. And then this is an unknown brand, but it's a fantastic model of the Huayra. I think you can find these on AliExpress. I don't know. It's a pretty well done model, I think. Look at these really thin mirrors, right? But I don't know who made it. A little colorful interior and the like. Okay, so a lot of choices. This is driving me crazy. I've reviewed other LCD Paganis on this channel if you want to search them out. So overall, another fine model by LCD. I guess the only gripe is, why are the brake rotors not centered with the wheel? That's such an easy fix. You basically have a wheel with, say, a 5mm shaft, and you make a brake rotor with a 5.2mm hole, so it's centered. Very simple concept. The carbon fiber plate is crazy. It's just over the top. I don't think it's necessary, but it does look pretty awesome. You can just see it catching the light right there. It's almost like illuminated, right? Like a flashlight, like a flashing light. But again, all this stuff kind of adds to the cost of a model. And I'm really just after the model and not necessarily the presentation of it, right? Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you the next time.